Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome to Salty Saturday. My name is Dr. Fisha. I will be your op for this evening, and we have two fantastic casters with me to cast this one single match we have for tonight. We with me I have Corbett, one of the top wild players and one of the members of F12 Viridian. Hello, Corbett.
Very exciting matchup here that could actually decide the entire series. So looking forward to getting into it.
And of course, I have my fellow Thursday Throwdown caster who has been filling in here and there on Saturdays to help me out. We've got Nice Jewish Owl. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, hello, hello. I'm excited to cast my first wild game.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting. Like Corvette said, this has some implications for the series as it's currently 8-2 in the wave. Nothing can stop us. And representing that team in this match, we have No AH. And then representing Pog Merchants, we have Pace, the one seeded match between these two players. So without further ado, to get these to keep things rolling with these players, I'm gonna put the deck lists up. So if Corbett, if you want to run through No AH's lists.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump in. So first we have No Way on the Reno Secret Mage. He's had a lot of recent ladder success with that. So the Reno Secret Mage. He also has a Reno Priest with the Zyrella package. He is running a Odd Warrior, which was banned out, so no Odd Warrior for No Way. And finally, he has a Darkglare Warlock using the Zephyrus package. So really kind of just an anti-aggro lineup for the most part from No Way, which is something that he leans towards, especially knowing that Pace definitely like favors a lot of aggressive decks generally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
generally like. I mean, No Way has some great lists here. It's brought a very solid lineup. And then on the other side, we have Pace's lists. Looks like he's got Hand Buff Pally, Odd Rogue, Glare Warlock, and he has Pirate Warrior. So a very aggro lineup.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Like I said, Pace really does really like those aggressive decks. His lineups all have a heavy amount of burst, where there is double Arcane Golem in the Paladin and the Rogue, whereas usually you might have something a little bit more board centric, like Horse Rider in the Paladin, for example, that can trade a little bit better. But he's going all out burn here. He's also got like Heroic Strikes in the Pirate Warrior, and so running no Zephyrus as well in the Dark Lair, and so those are like the main differences. He's just built something very heavy that looks like a little bit of a Dark Lair target. So we'll see if he can handle that. Because I mean, Dark Lair, you can try and target it, but man, it's hard to punish that deck and stop it from getting a win somehow.
yeah, Giants on 3 or 4, very good. um,
Yes.
yeah, I mean that's not like everything about the deck, but it is a very major win con of this deck. It is managing health for Giants essentially. Um, so yeah, I have been asked by the players if they can start. I'm moved over to the casters screen, and I'm going to go ahead and send the players off. Start the match.
yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see No Age's Dark Glare being played here because it's going to be sort of a really fine balancing act for both players where Pace wants to make sure that he's getting in enough damage to kill No Way while also trying to like avoid those free mountain giant or not molten giants.
Mhm.
And No Way's in the opposite position of wanting to damage himself as the deck wants to do, but also needing to make sure that he's not potentially dead to burst from hand.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. I mean, that's always the difficulty. The aggressive matchups are really where like the skill cap of Dark Lair kind of shines. Like those are the really tough ones and the ones that the best players can, level up and at least make them even, if not, a little favorable in some situations, like Pirate Warrior, that definitely does get a lot better at high levels of play.
uh, I think a card that might end up being fairly relevant actually is the Sun Fury Protector that we see as a
Hmm.
one of in No H's list. Just because even though there is a lot of burn in these decks, it's very, very reliant on like attacking. It's not burn in the same way of a fireball. So if you're able to cheat out those molten giants and then give them taunt, that shuts down even the burn plan, and you don't have to worry about taking that damage as much.
Yeah, for sure. Um, just kind of looking through some of the other inclusions. The yoink is a spicy option in the in the odd rogue. Oh, one sec, sorry. But yeah, there's the yoink and all that kind of stuff going on. And the sinister strikes as well. So a lot of burn, and the sneaky delinquents as well with the stealth package. Is all pretty interesting from Pace's side. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um,
For those watching, we have, or for those watching on the stream, we have Pace as our first player on the bottom and No Way on the top, and you guys can spectate in whichever order you like.
My Hearthstone crashed as soon as I started spectating, so I'll be hopping in shortly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also have a share screen in the Discord if you guys need it.
yeah, perfect. All right, so we're jumping in now. Well, we have Pace into Noe with the Handbuff Paladin versus the Reno Secret Mage. Bit of an awkward start a little bit, it looks like, for Pace's side, where he does have the Smuggler's Run, but he doesn't really have a ton of draw and resources right now. He kind of has this heavy burst off the bluegills, but not a lot of like great board control tools. Whereas, from Noway's side, it's opened up with an Archaeologist. He picks up the Kieran Tor off the top on turn 3. You love to see that. And, with already this early game developed with an ice block down, he's not going to be, too worried about getting burst down for lethal anytime soon.
Yeah, and I think speaking of board control tools, we see a very strong one in that Reno the Relicologist and No Way H's hand.
Yeah.
uh, And
No Way kind of faced with a pretty simple choice here. This developed the Kazakas, didn't really have a ton going on. He'll be looking mostly for the deal 4 to everything, or just anything that can maintain minion presence, so, resummon, things like that. He does whiff a little bit here, but he goes for the potion just to try and take out perhaps the glowstone on curve. And I expect he'll just push for tempo. We'll see what that second part of the Kazakas potion was here. Pace looking to trade and play around Flame Ward, makes that first initial trade, then plops down the Glowstone, but not really getting a ton of value. Those bluegills are getting big, but really running out of stuff here. I imagine that we will be seeing a Coin Relicologist, but No Way could take it a little bit slower. We'll see. No, he disagrees. Like, no, he either sees the Relicologist and he goes for it. I like that. Pretty straightforward.
yeah, clearing the board and developing some good tempo. As we were saying earlier, the Handbuff Paladin build is sort of a little more aggressive than some of the other builds of it, focusing more on that face damage. So I think No Way taking that into account and being a little more aggressive on board, because there's less fear of getting punished by your opponent having great trades and just trying to close the game out fast.
Sure. So No Way just kind of developing secrets here. It looks like he's going to go Valet and 5/5. Clear off that 3/3 push phase. This is over at this point. I'm sorry to say, but I don't think there's any way really that Pace is going to be able to recover board, and with the ice block already up, there's not really much chance for like a counter lethal here. He does get a very nice board clear here, and so perhaps like with the bluegill getting in for multiple turns, it'll be okay, but it'll still be tough.
I believe did miss the attack with the stealth
With
minion, and we saw
yep,
the
yep,
emote after that.
yep. I guess he was anticipating that it wasn't explosive, right? And so you want to make the you want to take down the relicologist after the barrow first, um, like by taking its health down to 1 and then make the trade. Such an awkward position with these arcane golems.
I mean, there is I guess, 19 damage in hand for the Paladin.
Mhm.
So, I think at this point knows that there's an ice block up, but uh, this could still be a sort of scary position for No Way if that ice block is popped and he's then doesn't draw the
Facing down
Reno and is
the
susceptible to lethal on the following turn.
yeah. As long as Pace does keep an Arcane Golem in hand and keep it within like pop range, like after the board potentially gets cleared off, he'll be okay here. But he's going very much the trade route, taking clear of that Flak Mage, trying to just maintain that current board presence that he has. Damn, this might actually get a lot closer than I thought after that Barrow. I didn't really think that was the way to recover, but it turns out Barrow into Explosive Runes, a little bit self-destructive there for No Way. We do have a pop available. It'll cost him both Arcane Golems, potentially. And I don't think he's tested for Counterspell either.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gotten a bit rougher for the Paladin again. I think Pace probably seeing that No Age was starting to run out of cards there and knowing that he would probably be able to stop a rigged fair game from ever activating. With the Sage coming down is really one of the only sources of hand refill. It's going to help No Age continue to maintain that board presence and finish off the game.
Yeah, Pace just denying the the double Arcane Golem conviction. Didn't really want to make that play just because I suppose it was so bad um into a lot of what No Way could have done, but doesn't go for the pop, so just holding back a little bit. But it looks like with this Varden, that'll probably do it, right?
Yeah, because it's the position now of you can either make
Yeah,
sure you're not dead on board or pop the ice block.
and just die
And
anyway.
yeah,
Like yeah, and so this will probably be done. But yeah, it got a little bit closer there after a little bit of a scary moment there for No Way after that Barrow. So I'm sure we'll just see another Varden or something like that. The 5-pot Varden, and just keep pushing face. Like you're under the 0 threat here as long as the ice block is developed. So
yeah, even with this Arcane Golem, yeah, it's still just lethal on board, and nobody's able to get through.
yeah, so the Reno Secret Mage makes it through. To be fair though, that was probably one of No Way stronger decks into the lineup, and it really is going to center around that Dark Lair, like we said. Maybe the Reno Priest, like you can sneak a win against that with either your Odd Rogue, the hand buff Paladin for pace, because those do line up pretty well. Into Reno Priest sometimes, but yeah, it'll mostly center around that. Not surprising to see that first result, the Mage going to No Way.
Yeah. I know No Way very recently hit rank 1 legend with that mage deck,
He
and
did, yes.
he was talking on stream a little bit about one of the advantages of the Reno Secret Mage is that it, all of your bad matchups are still very winnable, but the
Mhm.
disadvantage is that the deck sometimes just gets hands that don't win, regardless of how well you play it. So I think definitely sort of good for No Way and bad for Pace to just see it getting one of those hands that wins in the
Mhm.
first game it's played in.
Yeah, yellow card's good. Queen Rally College is good. That's the takeaway. But yeah, now we have the Pirate Warrior onto the Glare. Yeah, so this is a matchup that's usually about even, perhaps even slightly favored towards the Dark Lair. But we'll know pretty early on, I think, just how it's looking, depending on what kind of start Pace gets, whether he gets those cannons. The Ankar there that we see from Pace is a massive pickup. And then from No Way side, it's a little bit more awkward, right? He does have the Tool Guide and the Flesh Giant, but Oh, and the broomstick as well will help a lot. The Zephyrus is a dead card for a while, but that Librarian as well is a massive pickup. That's a good pickup there. We are currently getting the client bug where the patches isn't showing. So, Fish, I think you have to get out and get back in. Yeah. But we see the tour guide on one. There from No Way side, you had the choice between a Librarian. Doesn't really matter in the situation too much. But yeah, the anchor's a really big deal, especially when you're on the play as the Pirate Warrior, because without being on the coin, you kind of lack that one extra card that you need, and that can be awkward for a deck like Pirate Warrior to not have that like extra resource. And so, you know, if you can get the anchor rolling, might be able to see him kind of keep up with the Darkliz resources.
I do wonder with that tour guide hero power on turn one, are there situations where you would consider holding back that hero power in case you potentially draw Dark Glare on the following turn? Or would you always
Potentially, but it's
crack it?
very yeah. Maybe if you already have the Dark Lair in hand, you can consider it. But generally no. The interesting thing though is that No Way did actually go for the tour guide Queen backfire on turn one. So using as Queen broomstick on turn one, and so he already has used that broomstick in the early game. Which is a little bit unusual because usually you use it more with your giants to try and stop the bigger damage later. But yeah, now Pace is sort of running away with things, and there's no broomstick in No Way's hand. This is going to be basically all on whether he gets the broomstick. And wow, the Ray's dead here. Huge pickup. Well, does he get the broom? He does. Okay, so Cheaty, broomstick with Flesh Giant. We're going to be able to swing down and kill off everything except the 3/4. It looks like.
Yeah, this is a large board swing, and not to mention the sort of incidental 2 healing from that cheaty ankle biter. Not something
Yeah.
you're complaining about, is no way.
Yeah, it's huge. So instead he goes for a different way with the trades. It's better actually. Just leaves up the 2/1, but you give up 1 extra minion. So that's really good. But Pace is definitely not out of it. I mean, that ship's cannon can do a lot. So it'd be interesting to see here whether he goes for like the cannon Buddha or cannon captain or captain Buddha. Like he really has 3 lines here where however he wants to pair the minions. They all seem pretty fine, pretty viable.
I think you could also potentially. I was gonna say, I think if we start with the heroic strike, if we manage to hit a second South Sea, we had lethal that turn. My math was correct.
Interesting.
But that was also a slightly risky line if you don't hit.
I mean, we got it. we did. You know, we got there, but oh wait, the second South Sea deckhand, you mean, or not
Yeah,
South Sea
the
captain?
second deckhand.
Yeah, well, the deckhand would lose charge, right? Because you don't use
Yes,
the last
you're
anchor
correct. I
But
forget
yeah.
that you need the weapon swing. So
Meanwhile, though, in
don't
the
listen
game,
to me.
Pace manages to pick up the win against the warlock there. Like I was saying, it's a little bit of a warlock target, so very happy there from if you're Pace to to get that win. A close game overall. After that first swing with the broomstick, or after the swing with the flesh giant broomstick, that really looked like it was going to run away. But you know, that anchor managed to just provide a little bit extra value that you kind of need and make sure they didn't run out of resources and could keep chugging away damage. So tied up 1-1.
I think interesting. We didn't really see the namesake card in that matchup from the warlock of that
No.
Dark Glare, and I think the concern with targeting a deck like Dark Glare is that if you give it 3 games, you're going to have a game where you stumble, and they're going to have a game where they get a super explosive start one of those 3 games. But it might end up working out.
Yeah, so again, that damn patches bug, man. A little bit of an awkward opener for Pace here, just because, he does have to play that Buccaneer into the tour guide and just kind of donate it. He doesn't really want to use his coin hero power or anything there. And so from No Way's side, he's going to be able to get that free kill into the 2-1. It looked like, just before he subbed out as well, that he just went for the tap rather than developing anything. Makes sense because you just don't let the weapon just clear whatever you want to develop. And now he's popping off. Now he's popping off with a glare. Man, popped off with a glare, but it kind of stopped pretty quickly. Hmm. Okay. A lot of burn now in Pace's hand, right? Where we have this the 7 damage just for 4 with the Sinister Strike and Arcane Golem. So this is going to be very, very difficult for No Way to kind of navigate this. You know, while looking to develop those giants. The second Dark Glare helps, but I think you definitely do want to tempo the Zephyrs here. Oh, this goes for the tempo Dark Glare instead.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think sort of seeing that we can set up to play the giants next turn with like hero power alongside crystallizer, and we don't necessarily need that mana cheat from Dark Glare to start playing our big guys very soon.
I mean, this is gonna be tough though. You do get double giant out, but you're at 11 and you're facing down just 9 on board. You do get to Drain Soul the 3/3, so he opts to not develop the giant. Oh no, sorry. You can get one of them down. My bad. One of the fleshies. So let's see. Got currently
Passage.
9 potentially. So starting off with the passage.
Yoink. Loa. Fuck.
The yoink can be huge. Definitely want to get that buck weapon developed for that extra 2 damage over the next 2 turns.
Yeah,
and then,
definitely.
You know, just start chipping away dome. But just looking for Hunter. Yeah,
Found
there
it.
is.
Wow. Hunter hero power.
There it is. And then again, so Pace currently has another 4 in hand with the Arcane Golem, and so once he gets us down to 7, that'll be the break point, right? He has the Arcane, he has the weapon, and from Pace, from No Way's side, doesn't have a way of delivering lethal.
Eat Sun Fury.
Yeah, I think you sort of gotta life tap and hope that you hit something.
I think there's a really good chance that he just Lothabs as a safety. I think there's a really good chance because at that point the only outs for Pace would be
Golem.
second Sinister Strike, Arcane Golem, and Leroy. I think those would be the only 3 cards from memory that would be able to give exact lethal if you'd make the trades.
Agreed.
Well,
so I think there's a really good chance that he Lothabs, but it's so dangerous.
I think with the 0 mana Hunter hero power, you're effectively at 1 HP.
Right.
So any damage is gonna kill you. I think you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that Hunter hero power. That does change the math a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like you're correct, but
yeah, there it is.
But lethal, yeah, damn, kind of a really difficult position there for No Way, like you said. I like that one extra thing with the Hunter hero power actually changed a lot. It makes deckhands and things like that lethal. Second Volpera, but yeah, just kind of just gets burnt out there. Wow.
Yeah, it's hard to say what would have been the optimal line there because from No Way's perspective, he's at 1. So if he life taps and misses, then he's just set himself up to die. So I think the Lotheb makes sense given the information that No Way had, but we have the caster vision and we can say that he needed.
We're so powerful. We're OP with this caster vision.
Okay, well, no more patches.
Oh yes, patches is gone.
And we're gonna see the priest into the hand buff paladin. You were saying earlier that this is one where the hand buff paladin can sometimes find a win here.
For sure, yeah. With these specific lists, I think it'll be a little bit more difficult just because it's hard to put on as much mid-game pressure with Arcane Golems, right? You can't really just play those out compared to something like a Horse Rider, which is totally fine to come down. Generally, you can put on enough mid-game pressure and just burst them for lethal, but yeah, with these specific lists, I think the Priest might be favored. Hitting that cleric on 1 as well has been good since about 2014. So really important there for no way to kind of stop the, the 2 mana 1/1 stuff like that. And yeah, this kind of forces Pace into a little bit of an awkward line where he goes for the Crab Rider rather than the Outfitter.
We have the Holy Smite as a clear option, but I like just playing down this Acolyte. It's
Yeah, Crab Rider a lot less threatening now that you can't just slap a conviction on it and go face for 10. Kind of a different story.
Agreed.
yeah. Wild hand buff Paladin has sort of been an unfortunate victim of a lot of the nerfs to Paladin and Standard.
For sure. Hey, that would deserve though in Wild. Let's not get anything wrong. Handbuff Paladin is very good in Wild. But yeah, we see this Kazarkas now, just going for that 5-mana pot. Deal 4 to all, draw 2. I mean, that's pretty perfect. Like, you get that board clear, which is really important, and keep chugging through for resources. That's really great.
Yeah, and there's huge board. This is a huge board clear for No Way. Like, I don't think there's I don't even think there's a consideration for poke out. You just attack and go pot.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
Pace, beginning to run out of stuff a little bit. He really needs to pick up like a Pride or a Christology. This Arcane Golem and Bluegill, like these aren't helping very much, are they?
No.
I mean, they help you kill the opponent, but they don't help you put on mid pressure. Like if the 2 things get cleared off here, you're kind of sitting on a little bit of a dead hand.
Expect Renew maybe with a Poke Out, since Poke Out will draw Scream next turn. Yeah, now this is getting really good. No Way already has the Anduin in hand. So setting himself up for
the Arcane Golem, the Arcane and Bluegill are buffed once, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
so
only once.
We have a lot though. We have a we have a lot of.
Oh no, it is close. It's getting there, but
yeah,
we'll see if they can get it super low beforehand.
So Pace was just 3 off lethal there, I think.
I think he was, yeah.
This is scary then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, No Way's probably going to be sort of forced to drop some sort of board clear this turn.
Yeah, he'll likely play the screen that he's going to draw off the top from the Polk Elt, I imagine.
Yeah, I would hope that he does. It is,
and
he's still not quite lethal, but he will be able to.
There it is.
Oh my gosh, no way.
That's game.
What? Wow. Oh, Conviction's so busted.
And that's it.
That's the series. Wow. Yeah, double Conviction draw.
One.
No way. No Way has to be not happy about that.
But oh, he's seething right now.
I'd be seething right now.
Yeah. The exciting part though, that means this series is still going.
It does, yeah.
If No Way had picked up the win here, it would have been over. But now we keep moving on. We keep chugging along. There's 2 matches left.
Yeah.
Well played from both sides. But yeah, No Fin can stop us in Pog Merchant. We'll see how it ends up panning out in the next couple days.
Yeah, I guess sort of good on the content side that we can have a few more matches to play, even though it's a little heartbreaking for No Way to get that.
Yeah, I mean,
lethal.
Yeah, the games were very close, right? They were all like super close. No Way it was just 1 turn away from getting that Reno. Even in the Warrior Glare matchup, the Rogue Glare matchup, like those were all very tight, and so this definitely could have gone either way. But Pace, picking up a huge dub here.
Yeah, and I think really well navigated by Pace, especially in those Dark Glare games. There were some very good, knowledge of breakpoints, when to trade, when to go face, that managed to lead to that victory.
Yep. Hello. Speaking of Pace, we have our Victor here in the call. Hello, and congrats on the win.
Thank you. Yeah, that win feels really good.
Yeah, we were saying just how important it was, right? Like if No Way picked up the win at all, it was all over. So yeah, great job picking up the win here, Pace.
Thank you. Yeah, I got really lucky with that conviction draw at the end, but I mean, it happens. We take it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. because if you didn't get the win there, then it's extremely tough from there after since it's Polkelt into Scream into Reno. So.
Yeah, I felt like I had to go all in on that board because poke out on I don't know, I don't remember if it was 5 or 6. I think it was
6.
poke out on
It
6.
was
Yeah,
6,
that's
yeah.
really hard to beat. So I went all in and it paid off.
Yeah, for sure. Coming into the series, it definitely felt like you were very unfavored. Just because you had that Reno Priest, you had the Odd War as well that you banned out, and even the Reno Secret Mage is a bit of a spooky matchup for you. But it did look like you were going for that soft glare target with a lot of burn
Yeah.
in kind of all your lists and those Arcane Golems across the board. So in terms of lineup building, was that just the main idea, just to kind of like build something good that can kind of like soft target the glare a little bit?
Well, yeah, so I was doing a lot of talking with my team in Discord, and initially I was going to go all in on Glare. I was going to bring Odd Demon Hunter, Odd Rogue, this Pirate Warrior, and I wasn't even going to bring Dark Glare. I was going to
Yep.
bring a really like Smork heavy Secret Mage with like Frost Bolts and stuff, and I ended up deciding to go a bit softer on the Glare counter because Handbuff Paladin and Dark Glare can beat the Reno decks that I figured he was going to bring. So I kind of
Mhm.
went for the soft glare counter, but an overall good lineup.
Yeah, and it showed it paid off. Especially, um, I mean, 2 of your 3 wins coming against the Glare, so that was a very smart brings, and they paid off. And the hand buff getting looked a bit. Obviously, game 1 didn't quite go your way because the Reno Secret Base just barely prevented you from getting to the break points for lethal, and then obviously getting the win against the Reno Priest. Coming in clutch to end the match. Um, so yeah, we have 2 matches left in this. So keeping your team alive is very good.
Yeah. Yeah. We were down a lot early on. Some of my teammates got pretty unlucky with their matches, but now we're right back in it. So I think we could still win this series and move on.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. So, in terms of the rest of the series, do you imagine you guys are favored looking at the lineups and things like that? How do you feel about things?
Um, well, I'm pretty sure Tom Carter's playing right now. I think he's really
Oh God.
favored. I don't want to say that and have him say that he lost. So
No,
I don't want
no, you don't want to do that.
But yeah, I think we are fairly favored. I know Lasagna is pretty restricted with his decks. Since this is his
Mhm.
second account, he can only bring aggro decks, and every week he kind of gets countered with the Reno decks. But recently he's been picking up wins, so I think he could definitely win.
Yeah. I have to say, something interesting in your deck building was the Barov in the Pirate Warrior. I think that might be the only time I've ever seen a Lord Barov appear in a Pirate Warrior deck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's very, very creative in terms of some tech.
yeah, I was trying that a lot last month on ladder, and I ended up going like 5-1 into Dark Lair towards the end of the season. So I figured, why not? It probably improves the matchup, and I just threw it in there. I ended up not needing it, but it's pretty helpful when you draw it.
yeah,
Yeah.
You good, Doug? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all good.
yeah,
All right, great.
cool
Well,
interview.
congratulations, Pace.
Thank
Congratulations,
you.
dude. Well
Congrats.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got ourselves in series still. Especially with this other match, if Tom Carter wins, it's gonna be all on that last match. Um,
Yeah,
so best of luck to everyone remaining to play. I don't see any updates on the other series. That one is also 8-2 currently in favor of Hair Club, with White Delight and Concerned Mom getting wins. Um,
I'm sorry for the background audio if you guys can hear. I'm
no,
gonna
No,
leave
you're
the call
fine.
oh,
You're
because
no,
my
fine.
mom just got into my house. So
oh, you're
thanks
all
for the
good.
No
interview.
worries.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks for coming on stream.
No problem.
All right. So yeah, we've got an exciting week left of matches in all sorts of series. I'm hoping tomorrow night that we do indeed get the last Legacy Finals match streamed. At an awkward time, but if there's nothing else on tap, then it's probably pretty good to get streamed. Um, but yeah, and then in the Hair Club versus Mancurse Revenge, it's the same story as this one. Uh, where if one more player from Hair Club wins, it should shut the series out completely for them. Um, and it's the same where Nofin still can get one win and and kind of end the series. Um, I'm not sure
Although
3-2 and a sweep the other way would actually win the series for Pog Merchant, so it's not 100% over even with a win from Yodaddy or Glare.
Oh, I've just been informed that I believe Yo Daddy has just won.
Oh, okay. So what was the score of the match? So
I haven't got a score,
score
but I mean it's not relevant, right? Like it's just over.
is
It's the same situation.
if it's a 3-2. No, you're right. If Yodaddy wins, it would be
Yeah.
kind of irrelevant, right? Because I had
Yeah, because they
I
go to
don't have
12,
I
and
don't
then,
have, they have 12. Yeah, it's currently
and
what
the most pog merchants can get is another
so it's currently 13 to somethings 5 plus whatever Tom scored.
yeah, exactly. Yes,
So
they can't get that.
it's over. Yeah. So no Finn can stop us has advanced with the understanding that Yodaddy has won. So congrats to them. Obviously Noe won't be happy that he lost, but he'll be happy to move on next week. They'll be playing Everyone's a Winner in the semifinals.
Oh my god.
Which means that y'all have to your team F12 rating will face the
Yep.
winner of the other series. So looking like Hair Club, which is a formidable team, but obviously it could go the other way if Mancurse Revenge just straight out takes every other match.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on that.
We'll keep an eye out on that.
See how it goes. Yeah.
Yep. And we will wrap up here, but I want to before we end, I want to congratulate our Pro Series Finals winners as that match was decided today as Washed Tappers. We get Shed 8 merch, everybody. They have one pro. We get some Shed 8 merch. Congratulations to Heat Shock. Congratulations to CMAC. Ufric, Valdis, MMW. Congrats to you all on winning pro against such a great team as Hyper Horizon.
Yeah, big congrats to the Wash Tappers. I think they really showed their skill in sort of deck building and outplaying their opponent in that, before the games even start, especially in this finals, bringing some very unique decks and some decks that were very, very well suited towards what they were expecting from Hype Horizon, and managing to take a victory against a incredibly formidable team. Of course, some of the Shed 8 people were talking. Valdis is the first person on his team to not play against a GM there, and that is, of course, playing against Gamer RVG, who, depending on his performance at Silver Moon, is decently likely to become a GM. So,
yeah, Gamer is very much a gamer indeed.
Yeah, pro's kind of stacked is what I learned this season in my first season of pro.
Yeah.
Kind of weird just randomly walking in and finding random GMs here and there.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of terrifying.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't play it. Oh, I have to go up against Check's Notes. Cool Kid 2001. Yeah. Oh, cool. Insane player, or if I happen to be good enough, make Banner Face.
Mm-hmm.
Or Neji or Nails or any of those really great players in pro. So yeah.
Yeah, the skill level of pro is certainly really high, but I think we've also seen in pro how important the deck building and match prep has been. I think one of the things I have to say about my team, we did end up missing playoffs, but I think we were able to put up a really good showing because we spent a lot of time in that match prep stage. And even if we weren't necessarily better players than our opponents, if you're able to spend a bunch of time crafting lineups, you can tilt the odds in your favor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and I have to say I'm now somewhat scared for this upcoming collegiate season because, well, I can tell you most of those Wash Tappers players are still going to be competing in TESPA, and I I hope I don't run into them there.
Oh yeah, the WashU crew. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you Corbett and Owl for casting. Thank you to No Way H and Pace for playing on stream. And we will maybe see you all tomorrow night for Sunday Showdown. I'm guessing we will. It'll probably be the Legacy Finals match unless we find some other stuff with some Hero quarterfinals and Wild quarterfinals left to play. So if you want to be on stream tomorrow, I suggest getting in contact with Saku. Um, he is the op for that. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. We will see you all tomorrow, and if not on Monday for Maniacal Monday, which is gonna be awesome. Wild Nostone tournament. Um, so yeah. Until next stream, have a fantastic evening. Stay safe, everybody. We will see you then.